Okay, just made it to Austin. There was actually parking. What? Crazy. As you just saw, totally went up a flight of stairs, or I should say a parking garage, for a really long time. But there's parking. Now let's go get our badge, see what RTX is all about. And that is pretty much where that RTX vlog ends, because I realized that things like San Diego Comic-Con and E3, you can even throw CES in there, have ruined other conventions for me, and it sucks. Side note, those conventions I just named don't suck. They're fucking amazing, but they're so amazing that other things in comparison suck. So yeah, a lot of you guys have asked me to vlog, and you're just like, Juice, we missed your vlogs, we missed your vlogs. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I miss my vlogs too. But I always have this thing where I'm like, I gotta film something exciting, I gotta be able to turn something into something awesome. And when I went to RTX, and mind you, if you guys are like a hella awesome fans of RTX and you love them, I can understand why you would love this convention, but I just recently started watching Rooster Teeth and stuff like that. You know, their $1 Million Butt series is amazing. But I wasn't a big fan of, you know, Rooster Teeth, so RTX for me was like a very small con, just community-based. So when I went to it, I had nothing to do, and I walked the whole thing in like 15 minutes, and I was just like, what am I supposed to do the rest of this time? I've been to a lot of conventions, VidCon, Playlist, you know, Alamo City, like I've been to a lot of stuff, you know, it's E3, all these other things that are awesome, but I want to say RTX was probably the smallest one I had been to, and I was like, oh shit, I didn't know what to do. But like I said, I'm not knocking it, because I think it is just more community based, and I believe people that love, you know, Rooster Teeth and like their other brands absolutely had a blast there. So it's just me, I was out of place, so I just felt like it was kind of like just, it sucked. For me, I want to make it very clear that I'm not knocking that con, it's just, you know, I just had nothing to do there. But yeah, but I feel like it's not just RTX being community-based, it's just I've got to experience these other conventions that are so over the top that I automatically compare them, and it sucks because I don't want to do that, but you just do it. And I don't know if you guys know about this or if you were following this channel back in the day, but in 2015, I got to do something I never thought I was going to do. I had 3 conventions I wanted to visit in my lifetime. It was CES, it was freaking San Diego Comic-Con, and it was E3. And in that year, by some freaking the grace of God or whatever, I got to go to all 3 in 1 year. Which for somebody that doesn't have connections, doesn't have a website, doesn't have, at the time, I didn't really have a big YouTube channel or anything like that. I had no connections whatsoever. Going to those things was very, very difficult. CES, you gotta be in the industry. E3, you gotta be in the industry. And fucking San Diego Comic-Con, you gotta be really lucky or know people to get you in there. And like I said, somehow I was able to go to all 3. I was working with an app company that got me into CES. I won a contest for E3, although I won the contest, found out 10 days before E3 and had to find a hotel and buy my plane in 10 days. That was kind of crazy, but I was like, fuck it, I might never be able to go to E3 again, let me just go do it. And then San Diego Comic-Con, a friend of mine just said, yo, buy your plane ticket, you can stay with me, I'll get you a badge somehow, and got me into San Diego Comic-Con. And so I got to go to my 3 dream cons in 1 year, and I thought that was the best freaking thing ever. Unfortunately, I didn't know the catch was that every other con I go to after that was just gonna seem inferior. But you wanna know, it might not even just be those 3 big cons that I went to. It might also just be that year and experiencing all those 3 cons at that, you know, at that one time, because I got to visit E3 again this year. And this time, it was open to the public for, you know, it's like 15,000 extra people or something like that. And holy shit, E3 sucked this year compared to when I went in 2015. Speaking of E3, a lot of you guys wanted me to vlog it, but I will tell you reasons why I didn't vlog it. Here's a little montage of E3 right now. That was E3. So when you experience all of those games and everything, like, what? Like up close, amazing booths, amazing games, all of this stuff, and then you go to like a little PAX or something like that. Like, I don't know if you guys have been to PAX South, but PAX South only has like indie games. They don't really bring big games, which kind of sucks. You know, you just feel like, this is kind of lame. Which PAX, if for some reason you watch this vlog, please bring better games to PAX South. But let me tell you about why E3 sucked this year. You saw all of that amazingness, all of that crazy awesomeness. You just wanted to be there. Well, lines were shitty there. It was so hard to play games that it was just, I couldn't believe that it was so insane. Like in 2015, I was able to wait. You'd wait like 2 hours maximum, but you were able to play any game. This year was like everything was capped. There was always people. You had to use an app to play the PlayStation games, and it was like impossible to get on there. Like I was there every day, like, all right, I'm gonna get this game. Bam! Sold out. Like what? It was insane to even try to go to E3. I played 2 games, guys. 2 freaking games. I got to play the new DBZ Fighters. That thing is awesome, and apparently it was only like 25% done at E3 or whatever it was. That game was smooth as fuck. I can't wait to play that game in real life. And the only other game I got to play was called Lawbreakers, and the only way I played that game is because my friend was able to get me in there with his press pass, or his media badge, and that was the only way I got in. I played 2 games at E3 over 3 days. That shit was crazy, and please, E3, if one of you people that runs that thing is watching this video, make like 2 days open to the public and 2 days like media. Like do that. Add an extra day, 2 days media, 2 day public. That way everybody can be satisfied because damn, that was insane. I know I wasn't the only one complaining about that. A lot of people in the media were complaining that it was just too hectic and it was really crazy to, you know, try to get shit done. Back to those cons just ruining my experience. Like I go to like my hometown Comic-Con every year. I tell myself I'm not going to, but I always end up going because there's like somebody I want to meet or try to meet or, you know, whatever. I end up going every year basically, but it's just not. Granted, San Diego Comic-Con is the best comic convention there is, so it's, you know, like comparing it is just unfair, but like it does little things, and like I want to say the same thing for E3. Like it's these little things that these bigger cons do that I wish the smaller ones did. Like, you know what, you wouldn't think this is a big thing, but these big cons, they have carpet. That's right, they have freaking carpet in the showroom, and it just makes everything look nicer. But all of these other cons don't use carpet. They freaking just use the cement. So it's like, I don't know, it's something about carpet makes a freaking con so much better. I think it's easier on your feet too. I don't know, because it's maybe a little bit softer. You're not standing on concrete. I don't really know what that is, but it just makes the whole con look better for some reason. Granted, I know some of you guys probably work at these convention centers and you're like, dude, you gotta pay for that stuff. It's really expensive. I know that. My cousin works at a convention center, so are some of my other friends. And yeah, you gotta pay for that stuff. And cons will probably be like, nah, fuck that. We're not gonna pay for that. But I'm just saying, it's like these bigger cons, and more than likely because they have the money to do it, but they're able to bring these extra little details that just make the con better. And I wish some of these, and like some of them, it's just like putting posters on the walls or hanging up stuff. A lot of these other little cons don't bother to do stuff like that. And I think maybe that's why I don't like them. I'm like, you guys can make this so much better, but it feels like you're not trying. Some of these other cons, like I've heard horror stories about cons in other cities, so that kind of throws me off because I'm like, I don't know, sometimes they feel like they're very poorly planned. And I'm a person that can't stand like bad planning sometimes. So when I see that at cons that I pay money for, it just kind of throws me off. And I'm just like, well, this kind of sucks. That's it, guys. I just wanted to talk about how I think the year that I thought was going to be like one of the most amazing of my life, where I got to go visit the 3 best cons I wanted to visit, which I'm not gonna lie, they were amazing when I got to go there. Although CES, I had to work it the whole time, so that wasn't as cool as the other 2. So I do want to eventually go to CES again sometime. Although some people were like, it's fucking hell. But I don't want to be working it. I want to just visit it. Those cons have just destroyed con life for me. and it kind of sucks. And I hope that maybe things will change when, like, if I'm ever lucky enough to be a guest at a con or something like that, maybe that's different, because then you have a different perspective going to that con. But being someone that goes and tries to shop or something like that, I don't know, I just feel like I'm kind of, my con experience is tainted, and that kind of sucks. Side note, with the whole E3 thing, I do want to tell you guys one awesome story while I was in California for E3, was I got to go to a house party, a gamer house party, and man, this place was insane. And the only reason why I want to talk about it was because the party wasn't like a rager or anything crazy like that, but I got to meet a world record Tetris player, and holy shit, I was amazed. First off, I didn't know competitive Tetris was a thing, so that blew my mind. I was like, what? You can actually play people in Tetris? That sounds kind of weird. Number two, this person was a world record Tetris player, and his name was Triforce. Homeboy just showed up to the place, and he was like, what's going on? He was like vlogging and stuff, and then he was just like, I'm gonna go get something to eat, but if you guys want to play Tetris later, let me know. And I was like, who says that? I was like, I didn't really think that would be a game that everybody says like, oh, you want to play? Then I found out this dude is like a super legend. Well, anyway, so we're playing Tetris, and the dude finally comes back from getting his food, and he's like, all right, who wants to play? And then I'm like, all right, you know, I'll play, why not? So we all get there, and I'm like, all right, so it's everybody against everybody, and he's like, nah, he's like, it's gonna be 3v1, and I'm like, 3v1? I'm like, what? I was like, that's gonna be crazy. But it got crazier. So the dude is gonna be 3v1, he's gonna be by himself, and he was like, oh, we gotta put on handicaps to make it fair. At this point, I'm like, damn, how good does this guy think he is? We gotta put on handicaps? It's 3v1. So he says that all three of us, everybody on the team, has to put like on the slowest setting, so our bricks are gonna go really slow, meaning we have all the time in the world to like freaking, you know, set them up and do whatever we need. So he does that, and then I believe he puts his on like spicy, which is like super fast, and then I think he flipped his screen, or he did something, but he made it really hard for himself, and I was like, this dude is crazy. And then this dude absolutely destroyed us. It was insane. He beat us 3v1 in seconds. I have never been so happy to get destroyed in a game. I was in awe seeing this guy play Tetris, because I was just thinking about how fast his brain had to be moving. Like just, it's insane. It was crazy. Here is a clip of him playing 3v1 and just destroying us.
It was like 20 degrees, snow, and dude, I was not. I had like these clothes, literally, this exact outfit. I know, California. Yeah. I had people bringing me gloves and stuff, saving my life.
Yeah, dude was crazy, but granted, I don't think I was playing that actual game, because when I was playing, I can't film at the same time. But you know what I mean? I basically got destroyed the same way, and I just couldn't believe it, and it was so awesome. This dude was on a whole nother level, and it was cool. Anyways, guys, that is my freaking con story. I wanted to make an excuse to actually, you know, upload that E3 footage, because I never knew what I was going to do with that stuff. So hopefully you like this video, and, you know, I just felt, you know, after going to RTX, I was like, this is a perfect time to say that these other cons ruined my life, pretty much, because they're so awesome and everything else just sucks. But I thought it would be interesting to let you guys know, if you ever do experience those cons, you might hate everything else, or you might actually hate the big cons because they're so big and they're not intimate, and you're just like, fuck that, I like all the little cons. Maybe you're that kind of person. Let me know if you are in the comment sections down below. Guys and gals, if you ever want to support this channel, you can always check out the Patreon like these awesome people did, or you can do the OG thing and give this video a like and share it with all of your con buddies. I don't know. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for all things nerdy and geeky on this channel. As always, I am your host, JUICEbox. Remember, when you wake up in the morning, ask yourself something. Have I had my daily dose of juice? See you guys next time. Bam!